R.I. Presents.
Sea People Mountain People, Chapter 1. Previous overview. A large earthquake struck a second-hand bookstore in Urayasu, and Touka felt danger and crawled to the entrance on all fours. On the other hand, at that time, Ryoji parked the car on a hill a short distance from the coast, got out of the car, put his hand on the guardrail and stared at the sea for a while. Then, a white line appeared in the distance. He finally recognized that this was a tsunami when the line slowly approached the coast, and a new line appeared behind it, and as it approached land, it turned into a white line. The moment the first wave of the tsunami hit the breakwater, the splashed waves were raised in it over the breakwater. But the waves, weakened by the breakwater, did not overcome the shore embankment, so the next moment he thought it was not such a big tsunami. The second wave of the tsunami arrived. At that moment, the waves came together, easily over the embankment, and flowed into the residential area. Seawater flowed slowly through the residential area, and the seawater stopped in front of the national highway. There were residents of residential areas on the wide road, some standing still, others running to higher ground. Several cars passed by them, probably unaware of the tsunami information. Ryoji was stunned on the spot for a while, but when he suddenly returned to himself, he became worried about the local area. The tsunami showed no signs of abating, but when he confirmed that the tsunami had not reached the national highway, he hurriedly got in his car and drove to his hometown. As he drove away, he looked around while paying attention to the seaside, but there was no damage, and he was impressed by the sturdy nature of the house in the snow country. In this situation, my hometown might have minimized the damage. He told myself so and hurried home. Touka went out of the used bookstore when the shaking subsided, and stood stunned on the spot. The neatly leveled asphalt road she had seen a while ago had become uneven, manholes were popping out here and there were people standing around her who were just as stunned as she was. Touka began to walk unconsciously, stunned, looking over the surrounding buildings with an empty head. The walls walls of the house were cracked, and some houses were tilted, and the effects of the shaking were felt. She was moving forward at a slow pace, confused, but she seemed to be instinctively aware of her home, and was heading for the nearest station. The road was cracked everywhere due to liquefaction, and water and sand were gushing out, making it not easy to get to the station. And when she finally saw the station, there were many people surrounding the entrance to the station. As she was watching from a distance, she heard a station employee explaining something to the people around her, and they said, "The train has stopped." And it was seen that a lot of people were groping for the means of transportation. "That's right too," she muttered so and it looked down. But the next moment, she remembered something, took her cell phone out of her pocket, and immediately called home. But no matter how many times she calls home, the number you dialed is turned off or difficult to connect. With this succession of voices, there was no sign of being able to talk at all, and when her looked around, it looked similar. Today's story ends. The next update will be on Monday. Please look forward to. Please subscribe to the channel. See you again.